Hello, good people of the internet. In today's video, I am wearing my panda suit because it was cold and I wanted to be cozy, but do not let that fool you or deter you from watching this video because this video is actually on a pretty serious topic that I think will be very beneficial to any young'uns who are out there watching right now. I'm gonna take this hood off to give myself a tiny chance in hell of being taken seriously. So in today's video, I want to talk to my teens out there about the jobs that I had as a teenager. Now, before I get into my list of jobs that I did as a teen, I just want to go over a few little important things first. Number one, always prioritize schoolwork over actual work. I know making money as a young person is awesome. It is awesome. I encourage you to do it as much as you can, but I do not encourage you to sacrifice your grades and your schoolwork, your homework in order to do that. Your education is the most important and will provide you with more opportunities later down the line. Next point, building a good work ethic in your teens is going to be extremely helpful. Even though I did a fair bit of work and made my own money in my teens, I don't feel that I developed the kind of work ethic that I really needed later on down the line, and that made things a lot harder for me as an adult. The habit of laziness is extremely hard to break. The harder you work early on, the easier it's going to be for you when you're older and you actually have to work a full-time job to support yourself, because the more work that you get used to doing, the more you're gonna be able to do later on without feeling worn out and tired because you're not used to doing that amount of work. Another huge piece of advice for my teens out there who are watching this video: save your money. I know it's tempting to use the money that you earn as a teen on frivolous spendings that you've been wanting and that maybe your parents wouldn't buy for you, but hear me out. Those materialistic things that are calling your name right now are gonna be completely forgotten about in a few months or years' time, whereas that money, if you had kept it, could come in super handy. When I started making money as a teenager, I fell into some really bad consumeristic money habits and spending habits which follow me to this day and have made my adult life very difficult for me and caused me to be really irresponsible with money, and it's something that I'm still trying to claw my way out of. Write down your goals. Write down a clear list of goals, financial goals, what you want to do with your money that's actually going to benefit you in the long term, and save as much of your money as possible towards those goals. Of course, set aside like 20% to have fun with your friends and buy yourself nice things every now and then, but I think you shouldn't be spending all of your money on stuff like clothes and nights out and other things that aren't really going to benefit you. You're going to be thanking yourself so much more if you use that money for things like saving for college, saving for a car, saving for maybe a new laptop or equipment that you need for work and to better yourself in some way. A deposit on an apartment is another one that you might want to think about if you want to move out soon. Now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, here are all of the ways that I made money as a teenager. If you're new here, you may not know that I actually grew up in China, and if you're a foreigner living in China, you can't just get a job at like a fast food restaurant or working retail. Everyone who works in China as a foreigner has to have qualifications and be a quite in-demand, high-skilled worker. So I never had the opportunity to work under a contract in like fast food or Starbucks or retail or anything like that. If I had had that opportunity, I definitely would have taken it, and it's definitely something I would recommend to you if you are able to do that. But all of the work that I did was off the books, no contracts involved, no taxes to pay. If you're a teenager and you are working, you still probably have to pay taxes. I don't know exactly what the laws are in different places around the world, but just be aware of that. You do have to pay taxes and declare your income even if you're a teen. But let's get into this. So the first job that I ever had, and I think I started doing this when I was around 15 or 16, was doing face painting for kids' birthday parties. There was a party shop on the street that I lived on, and I frequently went there because I loved Halloween and stuff like that, and I was always looking around to see what new cool stuff they had. And I kind of developed a relationship with the owner, and she hired me to go with them on weekends to birthday parties and just do face paints for birthday parties. It was super fun. I liked makeup, so it was a good job for me to do, and I think I got paid about $20 to $30 per party, which usually lasted from 3 to 6 hours. The next job I did was plain and simple babysitting. I feel like lots of people do this. I don't remember exactly how much they were paying me, but it was nice. I worked for the same family over and over again, and they would pretty much just, you know, call me over, leave some money at home to order pizza for me and the kids. And they usually got home pretty late, so like I would, you know, put the kids in bed and then fall asleep on the couch and wake up whenever they got home from the club or wherever they were. And because I was like a teenage girl all by myself, they also paid for my taxi back home, so it was a pretty good deal. I usually played like Mario Karts with the kids or something, and it was pretty fun and effortless. Next up, I actually did quite a bit of modeling as a teenager. I first got into modeling for Makeup Forever Academy in Shanghai. My mom had a friend who was studying to become a makeup artist there, and one day her model bailed on her when they were having like a shoot day. Students at makeup schools will very often have tests where they have to do makeup on a model and then do a photo shoot to build up their portfolio, and so models are quite in demand for makeup schools and hair schools and things like that. So I showed up that one time for my mom's friend, and then a bunch of the other students there asked for my number so that they could contact me the next time that they needed a model, and I ended up getting quite regular work at Makeup Forever Academy. Usually they paid me about $75 to be there for anywhere from 4 to 5 hours normally. Sometimes they would also pay for my food, and I always got photos of the shoot afterwards, which was really nice just to have some like nice fancy photos of myself to keep. Related to the makeup modeling, I also did some hair modeling. So I got a free haircut. I wasn't paid for this, but I got a free haircut and color at the Vidal Sassoon Academy in Shanghai. And then I also once was hired to be a model for some guys who were doing like a hair competition. I think it was for Sias, but I'm not sure. They paid me $150. They gave me this really sharp, edgy, multicolored bowl cut. It was quite out there, but I was into weird hair colors at the time, so it was definitely very fun for me. I modeled in a promo shoot for an Italian restaurant. Looking back at the photos, they are very cringy. They put me in like a long, dark brown wig so that I would look more Italian, and then they like put a slightly darker foundation on me because I was super, super pale. I was by far not the most experienced model, but it was pretty fun to do. I don't remember exactly how much they paid me for this, but I think it was somewhere around $75 to $100, and I think we were on set for a total of around 6 or 7 hours. A quick note on the modeling stuff, I was definitely in a very privileged position to be able to do this because I was living in China and I had that kind of like features that are quite like romanticized and admired in Chinese society. Being pretty as a white girl in China is much easier than it is to be pretty in Europe or the United States, for example. I definitely don't think that I would have had these opportunities so easily had I been in Europe or the US. So I just wanted to put that out there. I mean, like, I'm not that tall, I'm not that pretty. I don't think I'm ugly, but I definitely don't think I'm like model pretty by European standards. So I just wanted to say that to kind of like recognize my white privilege in this situation. Probably the job that made me the most money out of all of these was working at a small daycare sort of situation where I was teaching English to a small group of Chinese kids. The kids were usually between the ages of like 4 to 6. I did 1 lesson a day, Monday through Friday, so 5 lessons a week, and each lesson was 1 to 1.5 hours long, and I got paid $60 per lesson. But the catch was that the commute was so freaking long. It was the literal, like, one of the places that I was teaching at was literally the very last metro stop. So I was on the train for like an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back home every single day. It was exhausting and caused a lot of like subway related anxiety, but the money was very good, so that was fun. And I worked there for about 4 months. I also did one-on-one English tutoring sessions with both young kids and teenagers, and I usually got paid $22 per 1 hour of tutoring for that. I'm a singer, so I ended up making a little bit of money here and there participating in like singing competitions and stuff. I performed in something called Pride's Got Talent and I won 3rd place, and I think I got paid $75 as a prize for winning 3rd place in that competition. And then after that, I formed a relationship with people within the performance community in Shanghai, and I got invited or volunteered to perform in variety shows every now and again. I didn't get paid a whole lot. They usually paid me about $20 to do like a few songs, plus a free drink token. It definitely wasn't a lot of money. It was also quite far out from where I was living, but it just like validated me as a singer a lot, so that was really nice to be able to just like get paid to sing was really awesome for me. This next one was definitely a stroke of luck for me. So I've had my YouTube channel since I was about 16, and back then you could monetize like right from the get-go. You didn't have to reach like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, so I could make money right from the beginning of starting my YouTube channel. I never made, and I still don't make, a substantial amount of money in ad revenue. However, back in 2017 when my channel was doing pretty well, I actually got quite a few patrons on Patreon, so I was making a fair bit of money from Patreon for a while. I had one patron in particular who paid me $150 a month on Patreon from August 2017 until July 2018, so that was a huge help. I really struck gold there. I have no idea who this person is or what I did to deserve such a generous donation, but I was definitely very, very grateful for that, and it really allowed me to like buy some of the things that I needed to like review stuff on my channel and do all of that. It was pretty awesome. If you're a creative person or you like making videos or acting or just being on camera, if you have any kind of a message to share, or if you're really funny, or if you want to teach people something, I would recommend to anyone to start a YouTube channel, because, you know, even if it doesn't take off and you don't make a ton of money or get a ton of subscribers, it's still like such an awesome thing to do and such an awesome skill to have, and I've definitely always had a lot of fun doing YouTube, and I don't regret it for a second. I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. This is a pretty funny one, but very valid. I made money cat sitting for my neighbors. There was a slightly older couple in the compound that I lived in whose grandkids had come to visit them once, and I had like made friends with their grandkids and hung out with them for a while, and through that I made friends with the grandparents, and they had like 3 cats at home, and they always left out food for all the stray cats in the compound, and so when they went away on holiday, they would ask me to come into their home and just like feed the cats twice a day and clean out the litter boxes once a day. I don't remember exactly, but I think they paid me like $20 a day to do this, and it was literally like I spent maybe 20 minutes doing that every single day, and it was really easy money. I mostly didn't even see the cats whenever I was there, because at least 2 of their cats were super skittish and always hiding from me. There was 1 cat that let me pet it, but the other 2 were never to be seen. But yeah, cat sitting, dog walking, house sitting, watering people's plants for them. These are such easy little jobs that you can do, and it doesn't take a lot of time. You do have to be very responsible, especially if there are animals involved. You cannot forget to feed them, but generally it's easy work, and getting paid like $20 a day to do that is like, why the heck not? I actually forgot to write on my list, I think I also got paid to walk someone's dog a few times as well. I made money selling cookies to the teachers at my school. I think I made a big batch to put in the teachers lounge for like Teachers Day or some kind of event once, and I got a lot of compliments. The teachers really loved the cookies, so I started accepting orders. I literally sold them at like $3 for a batch of 12 cookies. I was not really selling them at a profit. I wasn't making any money. It was just enough to like cover materials to make the cookies. So if I could go back in time, I would probably charge a little bit more, but still, I mean, it's something that I could have done better for profit if I wanted to, but at the time it was just like something that I did to be nice, I guess. And I definitely got a couple of regulars who were ordering from me like once a week or every other week, and that was really great. Whatever service or product it is that you're selling, if you can get people to trust you enough and like you enough to come back over and over again, that is gonna be super good for your business. And the last way that I made money as a teenager was by doing people's makeup for prom and Halloween parties and for like student films that people were doing. I think I charged around like $15 per person, so it wasn't a lot of money, but it was fun to like take part in people's special events in that way, and also to feel validated as a makeup artist and to have people actually be willing to pay for me to do their makeup was really cool. So that was it. That was the list. Those were all of the ways in which I made money when I was a teenager. There are endless more possibilities, but this is just what I did. The things that allowed me to have these kinds of opportunities were firstly that I was pretty good at networking. I was very like extroverted and very much a social butterfly. I was going to a lot of different events and getting really involved in communities that I was interested in. Generally, the more people you know who remember you, who have a positive experience interacting with you, the more of these kinds of opportunities you'll have. It's really helpful to always be friendly, adventurous, and open to new experiences. And the other thing that I would say is to try your hardest to leverage every skill you have. Create a portfolio for yourself, and remember that you don't have to be a pro for someone to pay you to do something. All you need is to be a little bit better than the average person. And of course, it's important to price your services fairly. If you're good at makeup, but you're not a professional, I wouldn't charge like $50 like a professional would. But it is also important to know your worth and not undercharge, because people will try to take advantage of you just because you're young and naive and they think that you don't know any better. So develop those skills, get better at the things that you're interested in, constantly be learning and growing as a person, and make sure that you know your value and that you're not like underselling yourself. As a young person, there's probably a lot of skills that you have and a lot of things that you have a knowledge and understanding of that is very useful to small local businesses that are run by older people who maybe don't know those things so well. For example, photography and social media. Having knowledge of things like that can be so valuable and so beneficial to you. You just want to make sure that you bring your A game and you let people know that you mean business and that they can't just take advantage of you because you're young. I hope this video gave you guys some ideas for some jobs you could do, maybe some skills that you have that you didn't even think to profit off of until now. I know at the beginning you can feel like you're not that confident or you're not sure if your skills are worth paying for, but literally just try it out. Put yourself out there, and if nobody wants to pay you to do it, then maybe you need to learn more and develop a little bit more in that area. But what's the harm in trying, right? Don't sell yourself short. I hope you're all leaving me here today feeling inspired and ready to take the world by storm and start your own business and make your own money as a teenager. I wish all the very best for all of you. The more financially independent you are as a teenager, I think really the better everything is going to be for you as you get older. If you like this video and you want to see more like it about self-improvement and wellness and mental health and other awesome things to help you improve your life and feel good and happy, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel and leave a like and a comment down below letting me know what odd jobs you did or are doing as a teenager. You can also follow me on social media. All of my links are down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!